it does need to be addressed that the people crying about Nintendo the way they have been are just coping and seething about the company. And I think that is the trend we've been seeing over the past several years is that this isn't a Zoomer thing. This isn't a Gen Alpha thing. Like, this is very specifically a millennial phenomenon. People who grew up in the Nintendo 8 hit era, people who grew up on like Sega Visions and like those Sony controlled gaming magazines, people who watched G4 growing up, people who like thought IGN was an unbiased source of information. Like, people were trained religiously to hate Nintendo and everything they do. And you're still seeing those copes being repeated today. The idea that they censor video games, the idea that they don't make games for adults, the idea that they don't have a lot of games outside of Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon, the idea that nothing they produce is high quality enough to justify owning a console, like the idea that the console isn't worthwhile. If you're someone who actually plays on Nintendo consoles, you know very well that the games are far better than the slop that the competition is putting out. Like Astrobot cannot compete with Donkey Kong Bonanza. Baldur's Gate 3 could not compete with Tears of the Kingdom. Elden Ring could not compete with Bayonetta 3. Okay.